Hello all, how you doing? Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you're all having a good weekend. There is something, this is a little bit of a random one actually today. It's a story that I saw on Twitter that broke this morning from one of the journalists that covers Manchester United. Obviously, Man United went through in the FA Cup third round this weekend on Friday night against Everton. But the story isn't about the FA Cup or anything like that. It's about, I suppose you could call it more of like a culture driven story rather than anything else. And it's a decision that Eric Ten Hag and the CEO at Man United, Richard Arnold, have taken to try and improve, just sort of like the player culture, the professionalism around the club. And I thought I'd share it with you guys to get your reaction to it because it kind of took me a little bit by surprise. And to my knowledge, I don't think anybody else has done it in the Premier League just yet. So I'll just read out the tweet, and I'll also put the tweet just on I think it's the left-hand side or the right-hand side as you look at the screen. It's to do with Eric Ten Hag and Richard Arnold introducing a new 200 grand a week salary cap at Man United. It ensures that no player is paid significant more than a teammate, cutting out a jealousy culture among the players at the club. And it says that David De Gea will be the first impacted with a 150 grand a week reduction, as per the Daily Mail Sport. It's a very, very interesting decision that, obviously if this is true, I think it's really, really good for the sport because, not just at Man United, but at all top clubs, player salaries have just become absolutely ridiculous, haven't they? I mean, I know that Man United have become the ones who have, I would say, probably wasted the most amount of money in the last 10 years or so. I think in the last 10 years, I think their net spend has been over £750 million or something like that. Absolutely incredible amount of money that they have spent and arguably wasted on, I would say, 70-80% of the players that they've brought in since Ferguson has gone. It's just been, terrible decision after terrible decision that's been made. But this salary cap is something very interesting. Now, I'll read out the players that are currently at Man United that are on over 200 grand a week at the moment. I'll also put that on the screen now. They are apparently David De Gea, 375 grand a week. I mean, this money is just mental. Jadon Sancho, 350 grand a week. Rafael Varane, 340 grand a week. Casemiro, 300 grand a week. Anthony Martial, 250 grand a week. And Bruno Fernandes, 240 grand a week. So what they're saying is that these players will be impacted by this when they go to renegotiate their contracts. So if this culture does get, not this culture, but if this, what would you call it? I suppose a policy, something like that, or a salary cap. If this does get implemented, which the Daily Mail seem pretty sure that is going to do, that means that when they go to renegotiate their contracts, they're going to have to be taking pay cuts. So it raises quite a few questions. Obviously, will it will it introduce a culture of players? How would you say it? Would this prevent the players from becoming jealous that others are on more than them? Obviously, if you're an academy lad and you come through on 5 grand a week, you're still going to have players that are on 200 grand a week there. So there will, to an extent, be a jealousy culture there, but I think it will stop the exuberant overpaying of players' salaries. I think it's a really good idea because, players nowadays, all they have to do is have 6 good months in the Premier League and all of a sudden they're on £152,000, £200,000 a week. And I also think that, Ten Hag, with the way that he's come in at Man United, this is going to really show who wants to be at the club moving forward and who doesn't want to be at the club. When it comes to renegotiating these contracts, if these players kick up a stink, then they're only in it for the money. So I think it's quite an interesting thing. I really like the way that Ten Hag has gone into Man United and he's implementing a lot of this stuff. Obviously he had the, let's say, discussions, although I think it was more of a coming together with Cristiano Ronaldo, which saw Ronaldo leave the club. He doesn't take any nonsense, Ten Hag, and I really like what he's putting in there. I think that he's very much doing the whole, you are here at Man United because you're a good player, but you need to perform and you need to work hard and you need to stick to the rules in order to stay in my team. And I think this salary cap is just another step towards you play for the badge, you don't play for the paycheck. I think it's a really good idea. Obviously, he disciplined Marcus Rashford, one of Man United's key players this season, a couple of weeks ago away at Wolves because he was late for a team meeting, and he sat on the bench and obviously come on in the second half. But he's laying down them foundations and them rules, and if you break them rules, you're not there for much longer. And I really like how Ten Hag is going about things. And this salary cap is just yet another brick in the foundations that he's laying in his managerial era at Man United. I think it's a great idea. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about it. Is it something that perhaps Premier League clubs will start to follow suit? I know for a fact that players won't be happy about it, and it might even mean that some players will leave the Premier League as a result of it. But if that happens, then so be it. You only really, you want these guys to set examples, and you don't want it to be all about money. And I think that more and more in the last decade or 2 decades, it has become more about the money and less about the pride of playing for a badge that's on a shirt and the club. So, yeah, fair play to Erik Ten Hag and Richard Arnold at Man United. Let's see what happens. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. There'll be lots more videos coming up this week. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, any interactions, and let me know. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you later. Cheers. Bye then.